Okay, so today we're going deep on web hosting, specifically Hostinger.
Sounds good.
Now I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Web hosting.
Ugh, so boring.
Right, like who even cares?
It can be a little dry.
But
Yeah.
it's actually super important.
Oh, it's critical.
Like really important.
Well, absolutely.
It can make or break your website.
It's the foundation.
Exactly.
If you don't have a good foundation,
Yeah, your site's going to crumble.
it's going to fall apart.
No one wants that. So we're going to tell you everything you need to know
We're going to break it all down.
about Hostinger so you can make an informed decision.
About whether it's the right host for you.
Exactly.
So we've got a ton of research here.
Yeah.
We watched a YouTube video called Best Budget Web Hosting 2024, Honest Hostinger Review, Complete Guide.
Great video.
And we've got a bunch of notes.
Uh-huh.
Let's dive right in.
Let's do it.
So have you ever had a website that was just
Slow.
so slow?
Yeah.
Like you click on a link and then you wait.
And you wait.
And you wait.
And you're like, is this thing ever going to load?
I've been there.
I've been there too.
It's so frustrating.
It's the worst.
And you know what's even worse?
No.
When your site goes down completely.
Oh my God.
Like it's just gone.
It's vanished.
That's like your worst nightmare.
It's a nightmare for businesses.
Especially if you're running an online store.
Or if you're a blogger who relies on traffic.
Or if you're just trying to share your work with the world.
Yeah, it's just bad news.
And you know what?
What?
That actually happened to me.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I was trying to launch my photography portfolio.
Okay.
And I went with this super cheap host.
Oh.
Because, you know, I was on a budget.
You got to start somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was a huge mistake.
What happened?
My site was so slow.
Oh, no.
Like, it took forever for images to load.
And images are like your whole thing?
Exactly.
Ouch.
Visitors were bouncing left and right. Yeah, they're not going to wait around.
And I was losing potential clients.
That's the worst case scenario.
It was a nightmare.
So what did you do?
Well, I finally gave up on that host.
Yeah.
And I switched to Hostinger.
Eh.
It was like night and day.
Really?
My site was suddenly lightning fast.
Wow.
And it was so reliable.
No more downtime.
No more downtime.
That's amazing.
It was a game changer.
So Hostinger saved the day.
They totally did.
That's awesome.
So let's talk about what makes Hostinger so great.
Let's break it down.
First of all, they have this 99.9% uptime guarantee.
Okay, that's huge.
It is huge.
So basically your site's always up.
Pretty much.
So you never have to worry about...
Your site going down.
Exactly.
Which is a huge relief.
For everyone.
Especially for businesses.
Businesses can't afford downtime.
Absolutely not.
It costs some money.
Every minute your site's down.
Yeah, you're losing potential customers.
And you're losing money.
So that uptime guarantee...
It's peace of mind.
It's priceless.
All right, so next up, they use Lightspeed web servers.
Okay.
What are those?
They're like super fast servers.
Okay, but what does that actually mean?
It means your website loads really quickly.
Okay.
Which is important for a few reasons.
Like what?
Well, first of all,
Yeah.
visitors hate waiting for websites to load.
We just talked about that.
Right.
It's so annoying.
So if your site loads quickly,
Yeah.
visitors are more likely to stick around.
And they're more likely to actually see your content.
Exactly.
And maybe even buy something if you're selling stuff.
Right.
So speed is good for business.
Speed is good for everyone.
Okay, so Lightspeed servers,
They're fast.
they're reliable.
They're awesome.
Got it.
Okay, good.
Now what about WordPress?
WordPress.
Hostinger is optimized for WordPress, right?
Yes.
What does that even mean?
So WordPress is a content management system.
Okay.
It's used by like a gazillion websites.
It's super popular.
It's very popular.
So being optimized for WordPress means...
It means Hostinger makes it really easy
Okay.
to use WordPress on their servers.
So if you're using WordPress,
Which you probably are,
which a lot of people are,
then Hostinger's a good choice.
okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Now let's talk about security,
Okay.
'cause that's a big one.
Huge.
Especially if you're running an online business.
Or if you're collecting any kind of sensitive information.
Right. Credit card numbers.
Yeah. Or personal data.
So how does Hostinger handle security?
Well, they include SSL certificates.
What are those?
They're like little digital bodyguards
Okay.
for your website.
They protect your data
Exactly.
from hackers and other bad guys.
Right.
So that's good.
It's very good.
And it also helps with SEO, right?
Yes, it does.
Because Google likes secure websites.
Google loves secure websites.
And they're more likely to rank them higher in search results,
So you're more likely to get traffic.
which is what we all want.
More traffic, more customers, more money.
More everything. Okay, so we've got speed, reliability, ease of use, and security.
It's the whole package.
But let's be real for a second.
Yeah.
Budget is always a factor,
Always.
especially for small businesses and individuals.
You can't always afford the top-of-the-line stuff.
Right. So how does Hostinger stack up price-wise?
They're actually very affordable,
Really?
especially if you go with a long-term plan.
Yeah.
They have different tiers of service
So you can choose the one that fits your needs.
and your budget.
That's great.
It is.
So let's talk about those different tiers.
Okay, so they have shared hosting,
Okay.
which is great for beginners.
Or for small websites that don't get a lot of traffic.
That's right.
Then they have cloud
Well,
hosting
that's more powerful.
and more flexible.
Right.
So it's good for growing websites.
Or websites that get a lot of traffic.
Okay.
And then they have VPS hosting,
OPS.
virtual private server.
Okay.
It's basically like having your own dedicated server.
So that's like the top tier.
Yeah, it's for websites that need a lot of power and control.
Okay, so there's a plan for everyone,
There is.
but how do I know which one is right for me?
Well, it depends on your needs.
Okay, like what are some examples?
So let's say you're starting a blog
Okay.
or a portfolio website.
Yeah.
Shared hosting is probably a good place to start.
Okay.
It's affordable,
Yeah.
and it'll give you enough resources to get going.
And then if your site starts to grow
You can always upgrade.
to a higher tier.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Cool.
Now let's talk about e-commerce,
All right.
because a lot of people are selling stuff online these days.
Yeah, e-commerce is huge.
So how does Hostinger support e-commerce businesses?
They're actually very e-commerce friendly.
Okay.
They have features like shopping cart integration
Okay.
and secure payment gateways.
You can accept credit cards.
Exactly.
And they also have inventory management tools.
So you can keep track of your stock.
That's really helpful.
It is.
And of course, they have that 99.9% uptime guarantee,
right.
which is crucial for e-commerce sites
Because you don't want your store to be down.
when people are trying to buy stuff.
Exactly.
So Hostinger can handle everything
From a simple blog.
to a full-blown online store.
That's right.
That's pretty impressive.
It is.
Okay, so let's say I've chosen a Hostinger plan.
Okay.
How do I actually set up my website?
Well, they have a really intuitive control panel
Okay.
that makes it easy to manage your site.
And they have one-click installations.
For popular applications like WordPress.
So you don't have to be a tech whiz
Nope.
to get your site up and running.
Exactly.
And what about optimization?
Optimization.
Like, how do I make sure my site is running as smoothly as possible?
Well, one of the most important things is resource management.
What does that mean?
It means choosing the right plan based on your website's needs.
Okay.
So if you have a small website,
Yeah.
you don't need a super powerful plan
But if you have a large website,
or a website that gets a lot of traffic.
then you're going to need a more powerful plan.
Exactly.
Okay. And what are some other optimization tips?
Well, you can optimize your images
Okay.
so they load faster,
And you can use caching plugins
which store copies of your website's files
on visitors' computers.
so they don't have to download them every time they visit your site.
That's smart.
It is.
And you can also minimize the number of plugins and scripts you use.
Because those can slow down your site.
Okay, so there's a lot you can do
To optimize your site.
to make it run as fast as possible.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Good.
So to recap,
Yes,
Hostinger seems like a really great option
they do.
for web hosting.
They offer a lot of great features.
They're fast, they're reliable,
They're affordable,
they're secure.
and they're easy to use.
So what's the bottom line?
If you're looking for a great web host,
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend checking out Hostinger.
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
Sit-
They have a free trial,
Really?
so you can try them out.
Before you commit.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
So what are you waiting for?
Go check them out.
And see if Hostinger is right for you.
You won't regret it.
That's our deep dive on Hostinger.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time.
Bye. Bye.